Hi everyone, this is Elizabeth with 217 Creations, and today I'm here to show you my latest mini that I've just completed. This was made using my Cricut, my Gypsy, and the Cricut cartridge French Manor. I absolutely love how it turned out. Got lots of details to show you, and of course the details are also listed on my blog at 217creations.blogspot.com, and you'll also find the Gypsy file there as well for free downloads. So let's get started. The front, of course, I had to use some Tim Holtz findings. This one is the key that says heart. And these are from Webster's Pages, which all the paper inside the mini all was done with Webster Pages. I absolutely love how it turned out. The frame that you see here on the outside is actually from Pink Paisley, and I used lots of paint daubers from Ranger as well as Distress Inks to tint that up and make it look really vintage. This outer band you're seeing here, this was in my stash. It's Anna Griffin, and I have no idea where I picked it up at, but it's basically like an elastic band. And so I used that to kind of hold the book closed. What I did on it is attached with some E6000, a melted satin flower, and I have another video on my YouTube channel on how to make these with some tulle. So I really love how that turned out. It's a great little addition to the mini. So this is it when it opens. I added little pockets into the mini. Most of my minis, when I create them on my Gypsy, I like to use the special features that are inside each of the cartridges, whether they be the shadows or in this case I used the card feature to make all the pages. That's how I got these silhouettes cut into the paper, is I actually used the card and I cut it without the score marks. I used my Gypsy to erase the score marks, and that's how I got these really pretty silhouettes. This has tons of pages in it. Originally I was making it to be bound with the cinch, but I ended up deciding to use bookbinder rings and use the 7 Gypsies bindery to bind this, because as I kept adding more and more things to it, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. So lots of little pockets for journaling, still left lots of blank areas where I can put pictures in, more journaling spots. These cuts, this is a good page to look at. This is, like I said, the card feature, and ordinarily you would have scored right through here and folded it over and it would be a card. But by erasing those score marks and laying it flat, putting some paper behind it along with chipboard, it creates a really perfect mini. Look at these, aren't they beautiful? And like I said, all the paper, and this is all from Webster's Pages. And I absolutely love their paper. Ribbon is just out of my stash. I'm a hoarder when it comes to ribbon, so goodness only knows where I picked it up. But I just had so much fun making this, and as you can see, I have tons of room for all sorts of goodies to go inside here, which is how I like to do my minis. I like to add a lot of detail to the front, and of course ribbons and findings and things, but I also like to keep true to almost like a mini scrapbook where I can journal and add pictures. And I just love how it turned out. I mean, it's just a beautiful mini, one of my favorites I've ever made. But it's a big one, and that's the cover. The back here, sorry about that. The back here is a good example of how I did the cover, because in the front I've already put so much stuff on there it's hard for you to see. All of these pages were cut with chipboard first, and then I ran them through the Zutter Distress-It-All and really roughed them up and then inked them with Colorbox Chestnut Roan. From here I left 2, of course, without any paper on them, and I traced this out of Canvas Duck fabric. So this is what it looked like before I got my inky little fingers all over it. It's just cheap duck fabric. You can find this, I think I bought this at Walmart from the looks of the tag that I had stuck with a straight needle through. So that's what it started out as, and this is after Glimmer Mist and some daubers and some Glimmer Glaze. This is what I ended up with. I hand frayed the edges to give that really worn vintage look, and then I used the Crafter's Companion Stick and Stay. This is my favorite spray, And I sprayed that onto the back of this and then stuck it to the chipboard, and it just sealed right down. I mean, that's not going to come off at all. So it really makes for a durable book, and it can stand up, which is always one of my favorite features in a mini, is when it can become almost a decoration on its own. As you can see, once it gets filled, it's going to be a pretty full mini. But it has lots of personality and lots of style to it. On the sides, I just went ahead and tied a whole bunch of coordinating ribbons. These were all just little scraps that I had laying around, and then tied a tassel onto the side to add some more dimension. And that is it. So I hope you really enjoyed seeing this mini up close and kind of how it moves and stands and everything. And as always, I appreciate comments, followers, and subscribers. And if you want the file itself, so you can cut this or even just load it on your Gypsy, even if you don't have the French Manor cartridge, you could load the file up and look at how the file was made. And there are so many Cricut cartridges out there that have card features and blackouts and things like that. So even if you don't have this cartridge, download the file, take a look at it, and see how I built it. So then that way you can learn how to make your own mini with your own Cricut cartridges that you already own. So once again, I really appreciate all the nice comments. You guys are always so good to me. And I hope you have a great day, and I hope this inspires you to create your own shabby chic vintage mini. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.